Previously on Unranked.
This week's competition is the most points scored in the Walkabout golf mini game. What the hell am I saying? It is the most points scored in the driving range in the Walkabout mini golf game in 60 seconds.
But we're gonna do these periodically, and we're gonna say them in advance so that we can do a little, like back and forth. We're gonna record our things, and then we're gonna reveal the results on the show. I don't know what Alex scored. He doesn't know what I scored. We're gonna find out now.
Oh boy. Yep, that's exactly what I did.
Oh boy,
dude, this is good.
My arm did get sore.
This is good.
What?
Not that many.
I didn't do too many attempts too. I started getting real tired fast.
I started getting tired, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do
I
this
started
anymore.
getting tired.
Oh, come on, get one more. 2,480
Wow.
points. Oh wow, you really didn't look.
I did not look.
You didn't look at all.
Oh no!
You just whip after whip. What's
Oh
happening?
no! Oh no!
Oh, so you're going for a far one because you had a high score there.
Yes.
I see. So you're just whacking them as hard as you can. Oh
Yes.
shit, you could win.
Yeah.
You barely got any, and your score was so high.
No!
Tuna got 2,640
No way.
points. You won by 160 points, I think it was.
I just kept whacking it.
Wow. That's great. So, what was you won? You got
I
more
lost.
than that.
I lost.
Oh,
he beat me.
you
He beat me
lost.
by one hit.
That's
one hit.
crazy. That's
His
crazy.
were just worth 9,
much more,
and
yeah.
like his smallest one was worth 9 times my small. Like so, and I
Amazing.
lost by 1. So that I hit so many fucking more than he did.
That's how the cookie crumbles. That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Tuna will be with us. This is
Yeah,
Tom
most likely.
with Chris.
He's got
He'll
baby
be
things.
here. He'll be here.
But if
I
not,
have faith. I have faith.
this week we're not doing the things. It's not a weekly thing, but we did set up the next one, which is going to be in Nicktoons. That was our. This is Christian Humes here with episode 402 of the Unranked podcast. My fellow friend Thomas Caswell.
Hey gang, what's up? Good to be here. We're over. It's into the 400s now.
Yeah,
500, the next big milestone, that's a big one. We have already started talking about future plans. In fact, I hit up Chris months ago. I was like, hey, 10th anniversary is coming up. 500 will be coming up. We should do something. So if you liked 400, just wait until 500. But we got plenty of time between now and then. A lot of time wasted.
Is that a wine koozie?
These are, it's they're like rubber.
Yeah,
things.
like a silicone.
I think that it was meant to be quite a sweet gift for Brooke from her cousin's wife, and was meant to be because of her MS, she's prone to dropping things, and it was give a bit more grip. Maybe it protects it, it's like an OtterBox for your wine glass. One of them has broken from being dropped though, so if that was the case, then it didn't fulfill its duty. But yeah, that's what we got here. I'm drinking a little rum, not rum and coke, whiskey DC.
So yeah, we're doing these new challenges on the show. We're doing a Nicktoons one right now, which is pretty fun. I gotta say, those CPUs in Nicktoons not as difficult as a CPU in Smash Brothers.
I think it's a double-edged sword. I completely agree. They're definitely a lot dumber, but it presents more opportunity to kind of cheese it and maybe get a crazy score. I have been doing things to I was like you, where I was like, I'm only going to get 3. I'm only get at first, right? I was only getting 1 on each, and then I was doing some stuff. Granted, we did not change some things up, but some things were clarified, so I have to go back and change it. The plan that I was doing was racking up some crazy KOs. Okay. But we do have so I'm excited for that one for sure. Is that going to be next week? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. because we're not going to stay on him for too long either. It seems dumb to do.
We have Slater in the live chat. Thank you for joining us, Slater. He is saying he is trying to finish Alan Wake.
Oh,
please don't scream and jump scare me. Chris and I have both finished the game, so we'll probably have
finished
a
it
little
today.
spoiler-free chat about that. So looking forward to talking about Alan Wake.
Yeah. I agree. Speaking of which, let's get the.
Speaking of Alan Wake, what is this week's Pokemon?
Yeah. It's precisely how I was looking at it, Tom. It's the 402nd Pokemon in the Pokedex.
Yeah.
Who's that Pokemon?
I'm not sure because last week would have been a new line.
Mm-hmm.
We're still in the early stages. We've had the bird. We've had the rat.
The rat.
A dog? Is it a dog?
No. We haven't had the rat, have we?
Well,
we did.
Bidoof, the
yeah,
rodent,
I guess.
the rodent
I guess.
type.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we have another rodent? Is it
No,
another? Is it a grass? What do we got?
The bug.
Oh, the bugs. Oh, okay. What is it?
Oh, the bugs. It's
do we got?
Kricketune. Last week was Kricketone.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of someone who is just dealing with their Kricketone.
Is Tuna here? Oh. His Kricketone. That's good.
Yeah.
Coming in like fucking the emperor on his on his day off.
Well, if you could throw back the hoodie and go, hello there.
Yeah. How you doing, bud? We can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Oh, can't hear. Still can't do it.
Hey,
where
there we
are
go.
we at? Where are we
got
at?
you.
Where
We
are
hear
we?
you.
Where are we
The
now?
Pokemon.
I just introduced Kricketune. I said that you were just dealing with your Kricketone, last week's Pokemon.
Yeah. Kricketune. What's the number on that? Pokemon what?
402. We haven't even gotten to its name origin, so you're right on time.
Oh, I'm right on time here. Okay, Kricketune. Yeah, he looks like a little cello.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, Tom, do you think you could guess what the motif of this Pokemon was without reading anything about it?
There we go. I remember this one actually pretty vividly. Again, this is a Pokemon Go special. This Pokemon Go for a time was saturated with these motherfuckers, so, or at least that pre-evolution. So I'm pretty familiar with this one. It's an okay bug. I mean, I just think bugs are always going to be low on the totem pole for me. So it's already playing with a little bit of a negative toward it.
At least it's not a 3-stage.
At least it's not a 3-stage.
Just although we've had quite a few of them at this point. Like, you got to do something different.
And I do like the cello. Like, I like the fact that its motif is visibly like a part of its design. I think it works very well. So I'm not gonna poo-poo it too much.
No.
Well, let's hear about the name origin.
Well, before the name origin, the regular origin is that it appears to be based on a cricket. Don't know if that's accurate. And the name origin, to piggyback off that, is that the Kricketune may be a combination of cricket and tune.
Okay. Like tuna?
Like tuna fish.
Oh, okay. Like tuna fish.
Mm-hmm.
How do you find tuna fish?
Yes.
Yo,
that's what the IRS does, is they find a tuna fish. Breaking news?
Not breaking news, but breaking Bulbapedia news. Have you guys noticed that it's a completely new site now? How long has this been the case?
I only look at it on mobile.
It's now a part of something called Bulba Garden.
Hasn't it always been Bulba Garden?
Yeah.
Oh, has it really?
It's had like a long
Oh.
Tom hasn't looked at the website.
Tom, this is I don't think this is news.
Oof, rough.
Sorry, bud. Yeah, this is rough. This is
this is the old.
This is the old.
Yeah.
Bulba. I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna confirm that, because this is a crazy moment for me.
Like when I remember when Tom used to go to the alternate Pokemon site, which he called Cerebi.
Oh yeah, Cerebi.
Yeah, and that was also a revelation for Tom.
Yeah. Right.
He was like, "Oh, it is," and that is their mascot, isn't it, Celebi?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Well, Pokemon Platinum says there's a village that hosts a contest based on the amazingly variable cries of this Pokemon. Really living up to the Cricket name right there.
Right.
So, all right, we can move on from this.
I think they've just had a UI refresh that has made the Bulba Garden element more prominent.
Sure.
Could be.
I think that's what's happened here.
Could be.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Bulbapedia never change. Never fucking. I know that I work for him, but never give in to the fandom. It's the one fandom wiki that is not actually a part of the corporation of fandom. And please let it stay that way. If I have to start using fandom's Wikipedia fucking wiki
we won't.
thing,
We'll use the Pokedex app.
What are we gonna do if we lose Bulbapedia? What are we gonna do? Anyway,
I don't know.
I mean, that would be a tragedy.
Well, if we lose Bulbapedia, maybe they will get definitive answers on these name origins.
Well, I will say I was looking at the fandom Kricketune one, and they do definitively what is it for the name origin in here on Bulbapedia? Is it a May? Yeah, it says May. On the fandom one, they do definitively state Kricketune comes from Cricket and Tune. Tuna. Kricketuna. You should do that for Halloween, won't you?
Boom.
Nailed it.
A Kricketune. Alex, you missed the previously on, but it was a summary of our head-to-head challenge.
Oh,
yeah, well done.
Boy.
Well done, dude.
Oh
Holy
my God.
moly.
I mean, I had probably one of the longest putts in my life the other day. But yeah.
So I think what we should do is, because we're all doing a match for most kills, and it's 2.5 minute long video. Is you guys will send me the videos. I'll have a template ready, and I won't look at them, obviously, but I'll just put them all next to each other in a single Final Cut export at the start of the episode, and we'll play one video that'll have all three of ours going at the same time, so we can watch.
Okay.
So I think with it being that long, I think that would be better. It's like there's no way for Alex to like cut it down, so we'll just have them going to reveal it. So we'll have all three go at one time. I think that would be fun.
We need a producer. We need like someone that'll really
that's what I'm doing.
Neutral. No, I know, but a non-participant producer.
Like
but it doesn't matter in this sense because it's just a matter of the reveal, which I'd only ruin it for myself, which would be bad producing. So I'm not going to look at the results.
Yeah.
Also, to be able to do it quickly, like I wouldn't even have time to like scrub through necessarily and watch and see how many kills you get.
So Tom, have you done it yet at all?
I was telling Chris, yes, I have done it, and Chris was bringing up the fact that the level 9 not as smart, not as good
they're not
as
at all.
the Smash.
I mean, my first attempt, I got 3 kills. I didn't expect to get any.
Yeah,
and I said to Chris, I was like, I agree they're dumber, but it also, I think, specifically for this challenge, presents a fun opportunity to like cheese it a little bit. So before you'd actually texted Tuna to clarify something, I was playing with a different character.
So was I.
And I had nailed a move that was like pretty successfully like KOing them. I was
who are you using?
Squidly.
Oh, okay. Why didn't you give that character then?
And then I was using
because when you asked, well, I had no context for the question.
That's fair. Asked, like, you did it.
So I was like, I like the robot girl, and you're like, all right, we're doing a challenge, and here's the thing. Even still, though, it wasn't. I checked the rules. I was like, there is no clarifiation. Like, play with the one you picked.
Right.
Sure.
So I remember the conversation that we had, and I couldn't. Once I like, as soon
I ultimately
as I picked,
thought it'd be easier to track if I just had a different character too. That's
right.
Also
so
what I was
that's
thinking.
also my thinking was that. Wait a second, we're not. You don't want me to like when I started playing. I was like, you don't really want me to play as the same character that's also in here, do you? So I picked a different character.
The whole reason of doing it was that we're all playing against one another essentially, but in computer player forms as well as our own. So we all have the same characters. If we're all using different characters to fight against it, we kind of the variables change, I think.
Well, then maybe we should just do it like the character that you're playing as should be out and not picked.
Then we need to pick all three. We should all have the same CPUs that we're fighting against. Is the point. We should all be playing against the same CPUs.
We are.
Yeah, we are
We
now.
can change who they are, so you can change who you are if you want.
I'm cool with it. I'll play as Robot Girl. I'll fight Robot Girl. I'll fight fucking the Beeves.
I'll let you know once I
I'll fight
actually
Emma.
play
I'm
as
just
the
saying,
Beeves.
if you're like, I'm better with Squidward, I'm fine with changing the CPU to
Yeah,
Squidward.
I get you. No, we'll keep it as is. Keep it as is.
No,
Keep it.
we might not keep it as is.
Oh,
we might not
because Alex might not.
I was playing it as a different character and I was racking up KOs.
Yeah, so he should, if he thinks he's gonna do better with that character, then we'll change this. Let's just do that. Because I was gonna take another attempt at it anyway, and you have to take another attempt at it, so we may as well change what it is.
402 episodes in. This podcast hasn't fucking changed a bit. All right. Well, if Tuna wants to change, then
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'll test out Angry Beeves, and if I can do with the Angry Beeves what I was doing with the other character, then we're good. But if not, I'll let you know.
By tomorrow night, we'll text each other with if you want to change who you're playing as.
Right. Okay.
All right. What's been going on? Tuna, the kid's being a little piece of shit. What's going on?
Oh my
God. No. She's really, really sweet. I really can't knock her. She's really, really sweet. She's a really sweet kid. She's like engaging us even more and more now. It's it's kind of crazy seeing. The most impressive thing is that she knows all the lowercase letters now.
Wow.
So she knows all the capital letters. She can count to 20.
She's sort of like those dogs that have the buttons that they can speak to, like, like you should get her those and see how well she does with those. Have you seen the like animal
You should
buttons?
get her the buttons that they give dogs to.
Yeah. I mean, it's too late now. It's too late now.
Have you
She's
taught
too
her
old
roll
now.
over?
But it would have been better. No, that's not. Do you even know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. The press the buttons.
Oh, Tuna, this would blow your mind. This shit's wild.
Okay. Yeah, no, I would say that's probably the most like she can. Well, actually, the other night, Brittany was reading to her, and at the front of the book, it's the title of the book, and she was pointing at the lowercase letters, and she was going T T T G G G.
Oh, that's
H,
awesome.
Ha ha, and we were like, holy fuck. Like,
is that thanks to Miss Rachel?
F you.
Yeah.
See.
So exactly. Actually, the other day I did say it, and then she just repeated it. I was like, "Fuck!"
Really?
And then she went, and then she just went, "Fuck!" And I was like, "Oh!"
And you were like,
no.
"Fuck!" And
I was like, "Oh
and I was like, "Fuck!"
You
That's
probably
what happens to me.
also,
I panic in front of kids.
Oh, man.
I'm like, "Shit, fuck, bull, stop, fuck."
Was it really hard not to laugh though?
Oh, we were laughing.
It was probably so cute.
Oh, it was so funny.
I mean, that reminds me of.
She has become. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it reminds me of. There's a great TikTok where a dad is filming his very young kid, not as young as your daughter, but like 5, 6, coming out of Across the Spider-Verse. And he wants to like get a picture of. He's taking a video of his kid. And he wants to get like a video of him posing in front of the Across the Spider-Verse banner.
Oh yeah.
And the kid is like so excited that he just does a backflip on the spot. And the dad is like, "Don't do that again. That was really fucking cool. But don't do it again. Damn, that was cool. Don't do it again." Anyway,
that's hilarious. Yeah, she's become. We're in like a very clingy phase with Mama. She's like Mama's shadow. She's following Brittany around everywhere. Like,
how's Mama feel about that?
She feels good. She likes it.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
That's
like
great,
if Brittany goes into the kitchen, she's got to go to the kitchen. Brittany goes to the bathroom, she's got to go to the bathroom. And then she knows how to get into the iPad now. So she like really like opens. She's like, "Open, please," with the iPad.
She's gonna start reading One Piece for Alex says.
She can swipe through. I mean, I could just leave the iPad exactly. And she sat. I would say no. She's getting better. She like sat for a whole book, like a whole real book.
Well, what's a real book?
A real book is more than like Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, which is like Chicka Chicka Boom Boom is like A told B and B told C. I'll beat you to the top of the coconut tree. This book that I was reading was about Oscar the Grouch, and it was actually like a whole story about how his brother was coming or his cousin or something. And she sat for the whole thing.
You paid a lot of attention to
it. No, it's good. It's good. It's really good. Kids, she's drawing. She can draw a circle now and say circle. And I'm like, yeah, it's a circle.
How good's the circle?
Not very good.
Okay.
It's got curves, but it's not
it's most
I guess the only thing right now
Is
is
it a
like
spiral?
yeah.
Or do you
Is it a
describe it as
loop
more of
or
a
is it
loop?
a
It's still
spiral?
it's still part of like the communication struggles of a
Yeah.
2-year-old. That
Sure.
is, I can talk a little bit, I can't talk a lot.
You got this is where the
Um,
buttons come in. You get a bigger
right.
vocabulary.
Right. She's getting better with like also hanging out and being with my mom and my mother-in-law. So she's getting good there. She's making some friends. She's got a friend that she goes to the park with, kinda. So yeah. That's really it.
Great.
In other news, Tom, I didn't tell you this last time, but right before we got on the podcast, I 100%ed Mario Wonder, did every single fucking thing. And I will tell you right now, the final level was one of the hardest Mario levels I've ever played in my entire life.
In a good way and like
in a good way.
satisfied,
And I burned over 60 lives trying to beat this goddamn thing. It was tough, very tough.
to
I would
get
say
like all to do everything in it or simply
to do
complete it.
no, to the very last level.
Okay.
There's a last level.
Hidden. Oh, okay, gotcha.
There's a last level that you get. This is not really a spoiler because you would know if you
Mario.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you get everything, all the purple coins, all the seeds, and all the flags, right? The top of the flags of every level, you unlock the final level. And that level is fucking hard. And the last part of that level is insanely hard. So yeah, I would say one of the hardest final levels I've ever played of a Mario game. And then Chris and I have been playing Walkabout Mini Golf and making Walkabout Mini Golf. It's very stressful now.
Yeah,
for
Tom,
us.
There has been a turn. The worm has
There has been a
God.
turn in this
Oh
game.
God.
There has been a fucking turn. So what happened was Chris suggested, let's play every single course, right? And let's do it in a way we'll do the front 9 of the easy course, and then we'll do the front 9 of the hard version of the course. And we will go from left to right of all the courses in the game. And then we will go back and we'll do the back 9 easy and back 9 hard. Okay.
Look, can I just say the reason I came
not
up
in
with
one
this
sitting,
is,
right?
No.
Okay.
No, but just eventually we'll do the whole thing.
The reason I came up with this is we just kept playing some of the same courses a lot because they're so cool. Even though like there's so many courses we haven't actually played, like a lot of the nighttime courses, we still haven't actually played through. We just got the clubs. So every time we would get on to play during tea time at lunch, we can always get 2 9-hole rounds in, but rarely 3.
Yeah.
So we were never even doing a full 18. So I was like, we keep jumping around and then we get on and goes, oh, you pick. Oh, I don't want to pick. You pick. I don't want to. So it's like now for the next like 50 or 60 days that we play this game, we won't have to decide. The decision's been made for us. We're just going to go in order and we'll make sure we play everything.
So it started out as kind of like a friendly thing to do.
Oh God.
Right?
Oh God. I can already see where this is going.
Then Chris, after we had played, I think 3 courses, he sent out a spreadsheet of who won the front 9 of this course, who won the back 9 of this course.
Once spreadsheets get into the mix, the friendly nature is it's over.
So
we've got a notes chart. We have a notes
chart. So I was winning a bunch, right? And then we tied a bunch.
It was even because it was
what are you talking about?
First. So you won Tourist Trap day and night. Then I won Cherry Blossom day and night. Then we tied, and that's when the game.
And that's
changed.
what I'm saying. That's when the game.
This is where the game changed.
This is where the game changed. And I won a bunch of courses.
You won 2 courses in a row. You could hear.
Yeah, 4. You could hear it in Chris's like.
I'm still
like the sighing, right? So I was like, oh, this is great. So then
you're doing it by courses 1. Yeah, how you're tracking your overall score.
Okay. Yeah, front 9 and back 9.
And then then starting with Upside Town, okay, Chris wins 3 in a row. And I was like, I mean, the frustration in me, I was like, I mean, Chris could, I was like,
You sounded exactly the way I did when I lost 4 in a row. You were literally starting to say stuff like, I can't fucking concentrate anymore. I'm too fucking anxious at this game. Like you were verbatim saying the same crazy shit I was saying when I was losing.
Like I had a rimmer, right? I had like one that just went around the rim of the hole. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I hate this
And then
fucking
you would
game."
just miss the next one because you were so mad about that last
Yeah.
hit. You
I couldn't even concentrate. What went from like a friendly golfing thing is now high octane, intense.
High octane. Okay. Yep.
It's
Yep.
high octane, baby. The stress levels are through the roof. My anxiety, right? I actually had a lot of work to do today, but I also was thinking to myself, I don't know if I could do it today. Like I my
didn't
stress
text you for
levels.
tea time because I'm too sore from dodgeball last
My
night. I was like,
s-
I'm not gonna win
Oh.
today. I can't do it.
Right. I thought to myself, I'm not going to win today. I'm not in the mental headspace to win today. I'm not doing well. I can't do well. Like the other day, the very last course we played, I had an amazing longest putt of my life to basically
Longest putt
clinch
I've
the
ever
win.
seen. Yeah,
The
that
longest
was
putt
wild.
to clinch the win, and then we get to the final hole, and I'm trying to, I guess, be nice, and I'm like, no, Chris, you could still tie this.
It
And
was
Chris goes,
so
I can't.
patronizing.
He was like, I can't.
It's
Just fucking play the hole.
unbelievable.
Play the goddamn hole.
Like
I'd have to get a
mathematically, I
hole-in-one.
could not win.
Yeah, he was like, I'd have to get a hole in one, and you would have to fuck up 4 strokes. It's not happening. Fucking hit the ball. Let's go. And I was like, oh my god, this has turned from friendly tea time to now. I am stressed thinking about going in. Like
You're at work, like
well, because now, like, I feel
concentrate.
like I feel like now also like I have the club handle attachment exactly where it needs to be. I practice the swing. I've got it down. Like I know what needs to happen to win. And when you miss a shot, you're like, "Are you fuck?" And then it affects the next shot. And you're thinking like, I feel like I'm in
You
a
just
real
unravel.
fucking tournament.
First person to make a mistake, it's like that's the round. The
That's
person
it.
just unravels.
If you fuck up a hole by 2 strokes, that's it, pretty much. You better fucking pray that the other guy fucks up even worse on another hole, because it's not likely. And that's it. Like we've been on hole 2 and someone's fucked up and you've been like, well, that's game.
Yep, that's
Like,
game.
That's game. That's it. So exciting though. Great game of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Tom
we've
and
had
I
a
were-
lot of come on, like you're 5 years old.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, why did that happen? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my god, why'd the ball go that way? What the fuck? Yep.
I had a feeling when you didn't text me today about golfing that you felt the exact same way. I was like, I can't deal with this today.
I needed a break. I was like, I'm not in the mental. I'm also like, there was a bunch
So
of
how
stuff going on.
many?
There was a bunch of stuff going on at work, and I was just like,
Mhm.
I am not in a mental headspace to win. I'm not going to win. Like, I'm
So-
just not going to do it.
So Chris just sent me a little pic of the spreadsheet here. It seems like you guys have gotten through quite a number. How many? Like, what percentage through are you guys?
30%.
Yeah, I was gonna say
More?
between 25 and 30.
Mm-hmm.
There's
It looks
there's
pretty evenly split too.
88.
Chris had a run.
holes. There's 88 holes, so 88 courses we're gonna do because we're doing it by 9s, and then there's the day and the night. So there's and we've done.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say 88's a
one-
lot, but I see what you're saying.
No, but because we're only doing
You're
9 each.
splitting it, and
That's
right,
when we
I
say,
gotcha.
like, if you fuck up on hole 2, it's like, well, that's it.
We're at exactly 1/4. We've done 11, so we've done exactly 1/4.
11 total.
Yeah,
Right.
well, no, we've done 22 total of
Right,
88.
right.
So
right,
yeah,
right,
11
right.
11 of the front 9s
Gotcha.
that exist, both day
Okay.
and night. Yeah, it's getting wild. It's getting heated. I'll be honest, I don't know that I believed, other than maybe another Smash Brothers coming out or a future Halo, that I would get this deeply attached to another multiplayer title like this.
Yep.
And actually care about getting good at it in the same way. I can't believe it. It's unbelievable.
It is
what
unbelievable.
a game. What a game. What a video game. It's great.
Fantastic.
Tom and I were briefly, we had Slater in the chat talking about Alan Wake. Tom, you want to briefly talk spoiler free about what you think?
Yeah. I sat down the other day. We're doing at GameSpot, we're doing our Game of the Year nominations. So basically, a little behind the scenes on how it works. Everyone on staff gets to pick their top 10. They're weighted, and then that's how the site's top 10 is picked. amongst everyone's. I sat down and it was right after, kind of right after beating Alan Wake 2. And I sat down and I was like, I'm going to be able to fill this out no problem. Like, we have like a week or two to like fill it out, but I'll just get it done now. It's going to be Tears, and then like Baldur's Gate will be up there. Alan Wake's in there. And I sat down. I was like, I think Alan Wake 2 might be my fucking game of the year. Like, I don't know. Yeah. And I was like, I think I need a little space from this game to kind of have perspective. I've jumped back now that Alan Wake is done. My game right now is Tears of the Kingdom. I'm finishing that up. I've done another temple in that, the Fire Temple, which was a lot of fun. I will say, what?
He never finished it.
I never
How
finished Tears of the
fucking
Kingdom.
far are you behind? I didn't realize you were that far.
He didn't do like any of the mission stuff. He
I
stopped
did.
very early
I did a
on.
lot of
You
the.
did
I
two
mean,
of
I did. I did
temples,
two
thought.
of the temples. I did too.
Yeah.
I've played more Tears of the Kingdom than I ever played Breath of the Wild.
But that,
at this
yeah.
point.
But where you stopped, Tom, was like 30%, maybe 35% of the way through the game. Like, you didn't even hit the halfway point on the story.
I've heard that there's still a lot after all of the the temples, and I know some of the like gameplay beats afterwards, because it's just
You're
been forever
about
since the game.
halfway, I would say, or maybe halfway, but
Yeah.
you're still, that's quite a lot to do.
Yeah, there's still quite a lot to do. I have a spreadsheet. Speaking of spreadsheets, I have a spreadsheet of all of the games that are my backlog for the year, and I prioritize them of like how like what order I want to take them. Like like Tears of the Kingdom #1. There's other things, but so I'm going through Tears of the Kingdom. I will say, jumping back into Tears of the Kingdom after playing Spider-Man, then Alan Wake, two of the most like visually impressive games I've ever seen, like pushing graphics forward. The like going back to the Zelda experience, the frame rate specifically is the one that's really getting to me right now. Is like, man, we are at 20-ish frames most of the time here. Especially because I jumped into like I was like right at the beginning of the Fire Temple, which I think takes a lot graphically.
Yeah, I think that
game.
actually might be like the worst area performance wise in the game.
Yeah, so it was like it was like all the wrong things. I was like, ooh, I don't know. But we're back in a rhythm. We're out of the Fire Temple. I just discovered like randomly how to get into the Lost Woods. I was like, what a fucking delight! Like, oh shit, I'm here. Like, this is how you get in here. That's awesome. But anyway, Alan Wake, an unfucking believable video game experience. As we were getting toward the finale, I was getting really worried that it wasn't going to end in a satisfying way, because it was just teeing up so much and setting up so many things, and I was starting to build theories in my head, and I was like, there's a really kind of cheap way out of this game. And it didn't take that, and I'm really happy. It really did grow on me. I think sinking myself into it, because I was playing, because I had to do the ending explainer for work, so like I had to beat it by a certain time. So any free time I had, I was just playing it, and I think that really worked to its benefit, because I was just so absorbed in the world. And like you texted us earlier, you were like, I think I really want to replay Control. And I'm like, dude, I'm thinking the exact same thing. Like, I just really want to play Control. Unbelievable narrative experience. I think this is one of the most impressive showcases of like how to do narrative in video games. Not only the quality of the writing, but how, obviously it ties into the gameplay. And yeah,
it's gonna make a great HBO show.
I'm really curious about Remedy's future just in general after this game, especially because I think that I don't think it'll necessarily win. I do think it really is still between like Tears of the Kingdom and Baldur's Gate for Game of the Year.
Baldur's Gate will probably win Game of the Year.
But I do think that it has more of a shot than I initially thought it would at winning it. Like, I think if there is a game under those two, like Alan Wake is like right there for it. So I'm curious about their future, and if they do start like doing shows and TV, do they want to do that? Because like they do obviously they integrate live action into their stuff. Like, would they
if they could just
HBO?
give this The Last of Us treatment, it would be like The Last of Us TV show is incredible. Take the first game story and make it into like a season, and then do the second game, which would probably be like 2.
I'm interested to see how that would play out, because I think that the part of the charm of the world and the game is the integration of the live action with the game, and what like how much does that necessarily lose by just being like live action? Like, what can they do to...
I think the story is good enough that it doesn't matter.
Oh, I do. I think it would be a good TV show.
The story is so good that like
it is really fucking good.
If you're someone that likes to watch video games and you don't play these story-based games, you're gonna have a fucking great time watching this.
And you know, there's a moment in it that Chris kept being like, let me know when you've got to this moment. It happens very early on in the game. It is I had heard about it, so when I got to it, I was a little disappointed that I had known about it. But when you experience it, it is one of the most, as Chris said, it's one of the most impressive, most memorable things in a video game. This is
Alan Wake?
Yeah.
And I don't even like these types of games traditionally. Like this game is it's literally exceptional in that, like, I don't play horror games. I don't play survival games. This is a survival horror game, and it's like one of the best video games I've ever played. It's unbelievable.
It's marvelous. It really
marvelous.
is. Yeah.
It is. It's
Okay.
You would really fucking like it, Tuna.
It's really hard to even like be sold on it in a way. Like, I just decided to do it on a whim because I finished Spider-Man. I had such a good time, and people were like, "This is even better." I'm like, "Fuck it, let's say," and holy shit. Like, I don't know how I could have sold myself on this. It just, I gave it a shot. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to play a true detective like game, but elevating it beyond anything that True
it's
Detective
like Fringe
is ever
and True
capable
Detective
of.
and like Stranger Things put together.
And like the way in which like that works and is excellent. So I've got very few complaints with it. I'm so excited for their next project. I cannot wait for Control 2, because I think still, even though I enjoyed Alan Wake's gameplay, I do think like the more actiony, power-based, faster-paced gameplay of Control is still more my jam. So I'm
be
very
honest,
excited
though,
to see where they take that.
The game, the puzzle solving and the way you interact with the world in this game was so interesting that you could have almost eliminated combat from this game if you added like some more puzzle solving to it and just been like a story puzzle game, and I would have liked it as much.
So many of the criticisms lobbied against it are like its lack of action, and they're like, oh, it's just a puzzle game. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like the atmosphere of the world is the point. Like, just simply moving through the world and doing these puzzles.
This seems like a game people could play on story mode and still have just as good of a time, I bet.
Oh, 100%. And I think maybe even more fun, because especially in the earlier game, when the gameplay of it takes a little bit of like finessing, and it gets a little bit better when you start introducing the upgrades, right? Because you can upgrade your guns and the characters, and it gets a little bit easier to manage. Some of the actual like action gameplay, I think, is a little bit clunky, and so I think that honestly playing it on story mode, because the story and the world is why you're playing it, is maybe even the route to go. And as Slater points out in the chat, we're getting in 2024 we're getting 2 DLCs for the game.
I bought the deluxe edition of this
to get, because I am champing at the bit. Like,
truly the only reason I haven't
selling point for this game.
Okay,
I am rarely excited for DLC content. Like, if someone's like, if Spider-Man 2 was like, there'll be DLC content, I'll be like, yeah, I'll check it out. But like, a DLC doesn't get me excited like an X game. Sure. I am one of my most anticipated releases for next year is going to be this game's DLC. 100%.
I mean, what I would say is the only reason I haven't really tried selling Alex on this game more is just because I know he doesn't have a ton of time right now to like sit. Like if there were a Switch game that I thought was this good.
Not if we're gonna be doing Walkabout mini golf.
Which look, if you're like, I'm gonna play Alan Wake, so we're not gonna do Walkabout for like as much for a couple weeks. I'll go play Baldur's Gate 3.
All right.
Or Cyberpunk, because I'm interested in doing one of those games, because now I've played Alan Wake and Spider-Man, like so many of these amazing games that came out this year. I'm like, I kind of want to just do the other two that everyone else said were insanely good. So I don't know. But yeah, like for you, like if it was a Switch game, because you say like you do most of your gaming in bed at this point now, if it's not on the VR.
Much. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like,
yeah.
You know, I'm not going to push you to try and play this game because I don't know when you will play it. But it's very good.
Yeah.
It's great.
Do you have anything to add, Chris? Because you beat it today. What did you think of the end?
I loved the end. I loved the end. Yeah. I was a little nervous about like how the story ends because I knew you could play like at a certain point you can switch between which character you're playing as and you don't have to do it like in a specific order. But I was worried that like I was getting two halves to a story, but they like weave it together so that like you can't accidentally finish like on one side.
Yeah, it stops at some point. It kind of becomes one.
So
thing.
That worked really well. The ending was great. The ending was amazing. It was also like, you know, they make another game. I'll fucking play it. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Oh baby.
But I'm also like a part of me was like a little relief to finish because like my heart rate gets up when I play this game. So
yeah, it was one of those things because I think it does have quite a sudden end, like the actual like And I thought for a second, if you've played Control, they have like a fake out ending where it's like it rolls credits and then that's actually not the end of the game. And I thought that's what they were doing.
This didn't end how I thought it was going to end. I thought there's like a big set piece that I was like, this is the end of the game. And there was like, oh no, you've got like 3 more things. So, which I did not expect to happen.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. There was more beyond it. I'm talking about like the literal, like the way the game ends. Like, I think it's kind of like, it takes the breath out of you a little bit.
It was
like,
very,
oh my
very
God, we're going to really end it like this. Okay.
It was very good.
Yeah. So very happy with it. So I'm back to playing Tears of the Kingdom. Hopefully going to get through a nice chunk of that. I want to beat that before the end of the year, but man, what a fucking unbelievable year for games. In the industry itself, unfortunately, another story, but the stuff that's been coming out from these developers, and especially because we're on the precipice of leaving the past generation behind, and both of these games, Spider-Man and Alan Wake, showing what is possible with this new hardware when it's not limited.
Yeah, I will say
incredible.
Alex, I think if you get the chance to play like Spider-Man and or Alan Wake,
you
will feel kind of the way I feel now, which is like, oh, it feels like the new consoles are the consoles now. Because up until this year, it's
wait,
still
the new
like
consoles are the consoles now?
Well, because up until this year, every game that basically came out that was big was still on the last consoles. And so everything just looked like better looking versions than the same kinds of games we were playing. And now we're playing games that literally couldn't run, like they're doing things you couldn't do on the older consoles. And that's what I expect that we're going to see next month with GTA, with the trailer. Is I think if I had to guess what like the big change in that game is going to be, is I think it's going to be co-op campaign. I think that you're not going to switch between the male and female leads since it's Bonnie and Clyde. It's that you'll be able to like hot swap switch between them, or one of them will be the AI depending on who you're playing as, and or you'll be able to actually like have someone come in and do it with you, like as your co-op partner.
Oh, you think there'll be a co-op?
I think it's going to have co-op. Like I think that's how you like really elevate that.
I'm curious as to what that trailer is even going to be, like how much they're going to reveal in that trailer. I do think you're on the money of the hot swapping will be near instantaneous. It'll be like, oh,
you're like Spider-Man.
GTA,
not
GTA 5 on the original release was like a minute and a half wait between the switching.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then they're just like driving around the city, nowhere near where you want them to be.
Yeah.
They're just like randomly loading. I'm like, fuck, what the hell were you doing out of the beach, Franklin? I need you in the fucking industrial yard.
And that'll be, 10 one of the
across the fucking level.
This isn't a spoiler for Spider-Man 2, but in Spider-Man 2, one of the fun things is when you're playing as one of the Spider-Men, you can see like the other Spider-Man doing stuff, and like he'll jump into like you'll start fighting bad guys, and it's like, oh, Miles, you're playing as Peter, and Miles jumps in, and you're teaming up and fighting the guys together.
That's always fun.
I hope we have that with the next GTA of like you're playing as one of the characters,
Yeah.
and like you're just walking down the street and suddenly the bank is getting robbed and it's your cohort and they're like doing
I think
a thing.
they'll like probably always be together, like in the missions. You know,
Sure.
like one of them might be like the driver, but like I don't think they're going to be isolated like more like they were in GTA.
Sure, but I hope we have like fun interactions where it's like if you are just like
dynamically
doing your own thing, like dynamically like showing up, or I'm curious as to where that game is. It's been a long time. I'm not trying to get myself hyped up for it because we're probably we're still like a year probably.
You think
plus
we're gonna
out.
have gators? Am I gonna be able to like?
There's gonna be alligators.
Am I gonna be able to
in
like
it.
dump a body in like the Everglades, like feed it to the gators
Chris,
to hide a
if
body?
there's anything I can guarantee, you're gonna be able to dump a body in the Everglades and feed it to an alligator. That's all you can do in Miami. All right, there's like 5 things to do in Miami, and one of them.
Yeah,
is
why was Dexter doing? Why isn't he just feeding them to the gators?
That's a good point. If he had a pet alligator, that show would have been a lot better.
That's true.
It had some good seasons. Fell off a fucking cliff though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh my god, yeah, it did.
I heard that new one was fucking weird too.
I didn't see the new one.
I didn't even bother watching it.
I
Didn't even bother.
Fucking
Maybe I'll
annoyed
just
with how
read the
they
wiki
ended
on
it.
it.
I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not wasting my time with any of that shit.
I'm just curious to know what weird decisions they've made.
Sure. Real quick before we get into what you've been playing, Chris. Brooke and I beat Cuphead DLC.
Very cool.
Started
Delicious
it
last course.
All right.
Delicious last course. We started a while ago, and then we started playing some retro games on the retro consoles. And part of me was like, we should get back to Cuphead. And she was like, I was thinking the same thing. So we did that, and it was funny because I thought this is going to take us forever because the first boss was like kicking our ass. And then once we beat the first boss, we kind of like breezed through the rest of them. And yeah, so we beat it. Fantastic follow-up. I actually think that some of the bosses and the final boss in particular are some of my favorite of all the Cuphead bosses in the game. There's no run and gun in the DLC. It's just bosses. You do have like a mini game side thing that's really cool as well. Cool. So we beat it. And yeah, had a blast. And now we are playing Wonder because she was watching me playing Wonder. And she was like, "Oh, this is the new Mario game you've been telling me I should play?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she thought it was a 3D Mario. But when she saw it was a 2D, she was like, "Oh, I'm so in on this." So we've been playing that together. Chris, anything from you?
I want to hear from Tuna. He's had to be quiet while we talked about Alan Wake for far too long.
But I went in.
I know, but I heard from Little Bird that you had some complaints.
Oh, well, we all have complaints.
Well, I'm just saying, we didn't really talk too much about we kind of jumped into games this week for the first time in a long time. We were just,
if you want to just go right in, if you want to go into complaints and keep the show going, I'm in. Because I know we all 3 of us have one. So
real quick before we do the complaint, if we're skipping topics, finished Blue Eye Samurai.
Yeah,
fantastic show. One of my favorite of the year, one of the best animated shows I've seen in a long time. I actually think its ending is its weakest part. There was some decisions.
A way to sell a show, Tom.
I know. I'm just being honest. I don't think it like failed. I just think that it was so good up until the end, and I think the end has a lot of great moments. But I think that they rushed some beats to kind of get characters where they needed to be. But other than that, just unbelievable action and choreography and surprising storytelling. Go check it out. We hopefully get more shows. I texted the guys, but it is the closest thing to Avatar: The Last Airbender I've seen, but it's like a very adult show with very explicit violence and nudity and all these things in tasteful ways that serve the story. So I definitely recommend checking it
out. Real quick, I just want to say something. So last night I had a doubleheader in Dodgeball, which is why I was way too sore to text Tuna and play mini golf today. I was like, no fucking way. I feel like death. I'm gonna get my ass kicked if I play this game. We had the weirdest match ever because my team is like, we have a lot of really tall people on my team, which is usually every team has like one or two tall guys. And there's like a weird thing in Dodgeball where, and I'm going to use a video game analogy because it's really like apt, but if there were like 3 stats for Dodgeball players, it'd be like catching skills, dodging skills, and throwing skills. And really tall people, like for their height, they basically get like perfect catching skills, like amazing catching skills buff, but very bad at dodging. And what was weird was we played against a short team where no one on their team, like I was taller than everyone on their team. So it was this like really weird, like it felt like something out of like one of the sports anime I watched where we had a team of like, it was like the tallest dodgeball team I've ever been on versus the smallest dodgeball team I've ever seen. And their stats are the opposite, where they weren't as great as catching, but you can't hit them. So it was like the most aggressive co-ed like dodgeball match I've played that wasn't in the tournament. Like from the jump, everyone was just throwing as hard as they could. It was just like I was fucking just like drenched in sweat. Like 15 minutes in, I'm like, the first 2 matches are not like this. This is like people were, because if you didn't throw it hard enough, like half of my team was catching that ball every time. And on their team, we didn't throw it really fast. You were not fucking hitting them. They were just like hopping and jumping and sliding on the ground. It was like, it's the weirdest. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I almost started laughing while I was playing. I was like, this is the weirdest matchup. And to the point where multiple people throughout the game, so came over and were like, there's a really weird height differential here, right? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, it's fucking now I know wild.
When you started this season, I know that you were like, oh boy, not in Dodgeball. Like,
oh, I'm back.
Like I'm
Skills
out of the
back.
Yeah, it's back.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when you play against people where you can't get lazy, like you have to stay on your toes, you play a lot better, because especially for me, like if I'm not constantly focused the whole time, you know, I just get distracted, and then that's like what gets me out. But if you got to run the whole time, you're doing way more. You end up doing a lot better.
Yeah.
So you just have to stay a lot more focused. But I was fucking dead this morning. I was so tired. I'm not built for that anymore. These old bones. All right, let's do one of these.
There it is.
Who wants to go first?
All right, well, look, mine's not great, so I'm gonna get mine out of the way. Because
what are you talking about? You made it sound like you're like this person really pissed you off.
You took a picture of them.
You took a picture of the person.
Yeah. All right. You know how I was complaining about people eating food in the grocery store?
Yes. Very aware.
I'd rather someone discreetly trying to eat their food than manhandle every fucking object in the grocery store with their hands.
Oh my god.
This woman was walking around the produce aisle like she was going over to dogs at like the like when they do the Kennel Club Awards, and she was like touching fucking everything and just like moving them around. Like Therese was like, oh, let me go get some radishes. And the woman's standing in front of the radishes, and she's like reaching up for them.
Oh my,
and she's
reaching
just piling,
up. How high are these radishes?
They were up on the top row. They were
Climate Jack's beanstalk.
She was just ripping up the pile of like they were bent and broken. She'd put her hand on like everyone. She'd pick them up with her hands and look at them, put them back and take more. And then she was just doing it everywhere she went in the store. Everything this woman touched. It was like, oh, I'm going to have an avocado. I'm going to touch all 50 fucking avocados. I'm not going to touch as few. I'm not going to even look at them before I make any discerning decisions. I'm going to put my hands. She went over to the olive bar, and she's just scooping the olives in like she's like they pissed her off, like she was splashing it on the fucking counter. This woman was so aggressive with everything she touched that Therese was like, we're just gonna get regular red radishes. I don't want any of the watermelon radishes anymore. My god. I was like, yeah, no, we're not. Don't touch. Get any produce this woman has touched. I don't want anything. We just like watched her as she just rampaged through the produce aisle.
Rampage. I love that. Yeah,
Tom,
she should have been just munching on something. It would have been a lot less rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
No, I'll go.
All right.
So because I almost took a picture of the fucking guy that was pissing me off this week. So I was at the gym. I want to say, so we were. I think I might have brought it up, but I was having some high blood pressure issues, and I had started taking, because my dad has them as well, so like that was also like a whole thing. I started taking medication for it, and then actually when we got back from seeing you, Chris, I stopped taking it because it was making me cough at night. It's one of the side effects, and I was already coughing from the COVID that I caught while I was in LA.
Yeah.
So I stopped taking it, and it had been about a month, and I went to the doctor to like have a checkup, and they took my blood pressure. Like, you've stopped taking it? I was like, yeah, and they're like, your blood pressure's like fine, and it's been back to normal. I'm very fucking stoked, and we've cut out a lot of salt in our diet and been going to the gym a lot. And at the gym, I'm telling you this right now.
I forgot this is leading to a complaint after that. Like I was like, oh, good for you, Tom.
Thank you. No, I wanted to big up myself. But
I forgot this was a preamble to the complaint.
We're at the gym. I'm on a machine. I'm looking. I'm seeing where I'm going next. What am I doing? Oh, the like standing weight, like assisted, like weight bar thing. That's free. That's never free. I'm gonna go jump on that. Saunter over there. I put my phone, I claim it. I put my phone and everything in the where your drink slot goes, just so people know, like, cool, I'm getting set up on this machine. And then this guy comes over who I was just sitting on the pull down, like chest pull down machine. He gets up from that. He starts going over, changing weights on the this free weight machine. And I go, oh, are you using this? And he goes, yeah. And he's bouncing back and forth.
Nice.
You can't fucking do this. You can't do this. You fucking can't claim at a public gym multiple machines that you're doing reps. You're doing one rep here. You're doing one rep here. You don't get both of them. And then I was like, you know what? This guy seems like he's got some. He seemed like he was ready to like throw down, and I was like, I'm not doing this. So I went over to the actual like free weight area. He comes over 5 minutes later. I'm like, cool. He's done. Oh no, he's gonna grab some weights, add them to the rotation. He takes all the weights back to his area, and now he's bouncing between the chest pull down, the assisted deadlift, bar thing, and then he's got the free weights as well. And you can't do this. Not at a fucking Planet Fitness. This isn't. You're not The Rock with his own like private gym. You're paying $25 a month at most. Like, you don't get this privilege of getting all of these machines. And so that was my complaint. Don't do it. Don't be one of these people. They have the lunk alarm, right? If someone drops a weight too heavily or they're grunting, they like sound an alarm. I don't really care about that. We need a machine hog alarm. That's what we need. That's what
would it make pig noises, or is that going to be too
offensive? No, that's good. No, exactly. Like, yeah, you fucking little pig, son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
Anyway, that's my complaint.
Tuna.
All right, so went out with the wife and the kid over the weekend. We go to Target. Okay, we get separated. She's with the kid.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm with
Oh wow, at the Target, no less.
There's going to be a couple complaints going on here.
Okay.
Oh boy. So
at the Target.
So
there always is.
I stop at the book section because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll get the kids some books. They walk away. Okay. I then saunter over to the Christmas section, and I'm thinking, oh, let me get some ornaments. All right.
Wait, I'm sorry.
What?
Can you describe what you look like when you saunter?
Basically, just like this. I'm probably wearing the same hoodie, and I'm just kind of like
you got doing one of the.
I'm probably just like do, you know,
The
walking
shoulders are
over.
going a little bit. You got a little bit of hop in your step. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. It's Christmas time. It's exciting.
So I text the wife and I say, hey, I'm in the back with the Christmas stuff. Okay. Meet me in the back. And I'm going around. I'm like, oh, this ornament looks cool. This looks cool. Blah, blah, blah. Still back here. The fuck's going on? Where's the what the fuck? No wife. No text on my phone asking me where the hell I am. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm done in this section. So let me go walk over to the front. I guess maybe they're waiting for me at the front of the store.
How long do you think?
10 minutes. Maybe
that's
15.
A long time. That's a long time.
It is a long time in the fucking Target when we were only really there to get one thing.
No, that's never how a Target trip works out.
Yeah, that's the point of Target.
So so then I walk to the front. They're not there. Right. And I'm texting, right? I'm calling. Hello. Right. Walking around the store like a fucking idiot.
Can you have a picture of him walking around the store just screaming out,
Larry!
Brad! Yeah, Larry!
So walking around the store, right? Finally, I see them and I walk over. There's no like, where were you where have you been? No question. Just like, oh, hey. I'm like, what do you mean, oh, hey? I'm like, do you check your phone? like, no, I didn't check my phone. What are you talking about? When we get separated,
when we're
always
watching
check
a movie?
Your phone.
Yeah. What about when we're watching a movie?
Oh my God.
Then?
Let me tell you something. This is the biggest. I'm gonna go off on a tangent based on what Tom just said.
Fuck.
Britt will ask me. Britt will say to me, we need XYZ for tonight's dinner. Can you go to the grocery store to go get it? Okay. I will go to the grocery store. They might not have the brand that we need, or they might only have X, but they don't have Y. I try to call her to find out what to do. Doesn't answer the fucking phone. Doesn't answer the goddamn phone. For a person who is on their phone all the time, when I am out, for some reason, the phone is gone.
Tuna,
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
When you go out to the grocery store, just slide an iPad in front of her, put a movie on.
Well, you know what I do now? You know how I get her? You know how I get her attention now?
Oh, here we go.
So half the lights in the house are on Leviton, Wi-Fi.
Oh no, I
switching.
do this too. It's a read.
So now, right now, I'm turning on and off the lights in the house.
Yeah, I've done this.
I'm turning the lights on and off in the house.
Yeah.
All right. So back to Target. So we're in. That was my big complaint, is that when you're with your significant other and you get separated, look at your phone. Just look at your fucking phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to go into something interesting. So we go to Target, right? We're waiting in line. So we got, this is a classic. This is a classic complaint, but it is still something that needs to be brought up. You're waiting in line. Okay. You got the mom, the son. They're
the Holy Spirit.
They're in front of us. Mom turns to the kid. Can you grab X?
Yeah.
So
dicey.
Now he's
on the clock. He's on the clock.
He's on the clock.
This 8-year-old on the clock.
I was like, you better not saunter over to that. You better run.
Yeah. He turns around. He looks up at you, and you go, run.
Right. So he takes his sweet ass time.
Chicken boy.
Right. He takes his sweet ass time, and I'm under my breath. I'm saying to Britt, you gotta be fucking. Are you fucking serious with this bullshit? It's fucking Target. We got a fucking 2-year-old. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. Let's go. What the fuck? Kid's taking forever.
Now here's a question.
Finally comes back. The mom goes, sorry. Stuff your sorry's in a fucking sack. Let's go. Like you should be kicked out of the goddamn line. The second that you have to say, I gotta go get something else, you're out.
How long from the time that there was nothing left to ring up till return?
Couple minutes.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, it wasn't a couple seconds. All right, but this gets a little.
You have to get back before your items are all scanned, and if you don't go.
Yeah,
you're
well,
like,
how
I can't get this thing in enough time for these items to like be scanned, then I can't get it. That's it.
And the items haven't finished up, like you're not waiting for it, then that's fine. They were waiting for it?
Well, we were waiting.
No, but like the items had finished scanning.
Oh yeah. Scanning. Oh, they were done. Oh, we were all waiting.
You got to move like it's Double Dare. Come on.
We were all waiting. Wait. Okay. I'm not done.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Right.
So then after Target, we go to Costco. Okay. We go do our Costco run. I'm already annoyed in Costco.
All right.
I'm already annoyed.
A back-to-back time. You're
And we got-
already,
and
you're
we got-
already
Yeah.
like,
Wait, it's the three of you at Costco? You're not flying
Yeah.
solo.
No,
Oh,
and I
no, you're
big
already
mistake.
mad.
Big mistake. I'm
Yeah,
already
yeah,
angry
yeah.
because
and it's right after it's like I would never do Costco among other.
Well, here's the thing.
chores.
Is this on Sunday?
This is on Sunday too, which is
Oh
another
my
big mistake.
God.
It's another big
Costco?
mistake.
Oh
It's another
my
big mistake.
God! What
Well,
are
because
you
I knew because
doing?
I had seen Costco has a lot of specialty cookies, candies, and all this stuff right now because of
12
Christmas.
foot Santas.
So I like really wanted to get in on a lot of the stuff that was there.
Oh
now.
my God!
So I was like, we gotta
it's
go.
not worth it, bro.
We got separated again. No
Oh.
service. No service this time.
No, there's no service in Costco. What are you
No
doing?
service. I know.
What are you
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. That's not
doing?
even. That's not
It's
even
a
the
no
worst.
man's land.
That's not even the worst. So I had loaded up a bunch of waters onto the cart,
Yeah.
which made it heavy. So Britt was like, "Can you push it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fine." So I'm pushing. Right, we're in line. Okay. Britt goes to me. I'm gonna go look to see if there's any sweatpants or anything that I want in the clothing. I'm like, no. We're already in line. That's it.
That's
the
it. It's
time
over.
for the time for extra
Yeah.
stuff is over.
Yeah.
We are done. This is
Yeah.
it. This is what we have. This is what we're
Yeah.
buying. We're not getting extra stuff. You're not going over there. Okay.
Yeah.
So she goes, no, I'll be quick. She leaves. The panic is setting in. Right. The line is moving.
Quick.
Yes. And with my kid, who is also getting very antsy.
Antsy.
And she
Yeah.
is also very clingy to Mama right now. So she's already clawing at me because she wants Mama back. And I'm standing there in line. We're next. Britt, nowhere to be found. Britt, I don't even see her on the horizon. It's my turn.
I'd simply kill myself.
I had to say, I will not get in this. I'm sorry. And I pulled out of the line. I let the person go in front of me. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So then I got back behind them. The person behind him let me go behind. And I explained the situation. I said, I'm waiting for my wife.
Explained the situation.
Right. So Brittany comes. I see Brittany out of the corner of my eye. Here she is, sauntering with nothing in her hands.
I'm surprised she's even
getting
sauntering.
nothing.
I would expect her to be taking a nice long stroll.
She's not even, she has nothing in her hands. And then she's looking at me like laughing. She comes back and I'm like, what the fuck?
To you on purpose.
I was like,
she's
what
like,
the fuck
I just
are you
thought
doing?
I'd take a lap.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, what? I go, I had to let someone go in front of me. And now the kicker. The kicker. The guy in front of me didn't like the price of the items and decided to just complain about it and say this is
like
too much.
All of the items? Okay.
All of his items. He didn't like the grand total. The grand total was too much.
I mean,
he wanted to.
Who likes the grand total at Costco?
He
Who
wanted to
enjoys being told
he wanted
you
to
were
talk
about to spend $400. Who likes that?
He wanted to talk to someone. And I'm thinking to myself, I was ahead of this guy. We would have been out of here. We would have been driving home. He wants
Tuna's
to talk
dying.
to somebody. I'm livid, and I'm just looking at Britt and I'm looking like
I'm looking at Avery.
I'm looking at her like, are you too serious? Because this
Avery's about to hear a bad word again.
This is why I come by myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, how many things can we remove to get it under this amount? I'm like, what? Like, are you like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna like, what the fuck are you talking
He's like,
about?
sorry, kids, no dinner tonight.
So finally, he was just like, all right, fine, I'll pay it. I'm like, after all that, you're just gonna pay it? After all that commotion, you're just gonna do it, right?
I love the fact that the whole reason you went to Costco is because you were like, they got those special Christmas treats, and I wanted in before.
Yep.
They
I mean,
sold
that is true.
That is funny. And oh my God, I thought you were gonna be like, and guess who I saw? The mother and the kid. They were next in line.
No,
I mean, look, you made the big mistake of having a stressful Target trip and then going to Costco. You're asking for trouble.
Go to Costco on a Sunday is already,
dude. I usually go to
God.
Costco on like a Wednesday afternoon.
You have
like
to.
I usually go on like a
weekday.
Wednesday afternoon by myself.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great time. I love it. It's a great time. But you know,
There's no
Yeah.
service in Costco because it's like the TARDIS. Like it's actually bigger.
Yeah.
Like on the
It's
like
a
spatial
Faraday
dimension.
cage.
Yeah.
Like there's no time does not
Yeah.
exist outside of the
Yeah.
Costco. The Costco is its own reality.
That's why the prices
Costco
are
is
locked in.
is an overlap, Chris.
The
All right.
prices on that hot dog are locked in from 30 years ago. It's a time vortex.
When you're walking into the Costco, you're leaving the reality. You're entering the dark place, and the
Yeah.
only way
Oh.
out. Yeah.
Well, that's the other. I mean, that's the other thing that I hate about grocery stores and anything where like, do not put merchandise right at the fucking
really
front
putting
door.
grocery stores on blast.
Well, because they put produce, they put products
Yeah.
right at the front door.
Yeah.
That blocks when you're just trying to get in. It's like, why is this stuff here? Like,
Yeah.
Well,
you're
see-
blocking everybody. It's so fucking annoying.
I don't. Well, I mean, I don't know what your Costco is like, but our Costco, like the electronics are at the front, so I feel like it's not like.
No. I'm not
No, he's
talking
talking about
at
grocery
that front.
store.
No. I'm also talking Costco.
Oh.
When we walk in the door on the left and the right, there's usually product here. Like during Halloween, it was all the Halloween candy was right here, even though you could still get Halloween candy in the back. There was more Halloween candy here, or sometimes there's like window wiper or like windshield wipers or just some bullshit that is like this week's item is right here on your right here, right at the door, and the door's not. Come on, get in. Fuck.
You know what
God damn it.
the
Keep
best
it
thing I
moving.
did when I worked at Costco was?
I didn't know you worked
was
at
not-
Costco.
Yeah, before Apple, I worked at Costco. Everyone gets a time and a half on Sundays. At
Oh, very
Costco,
nice.
But everyone has to work on Sunday. But
Wow.
Everyone
when I
has to
was-
work on Sunday.
yeah, but when I was like 21 and like
You're not going to church.
like,
Hey, who gives a shit?
yeah, like I was making like $20 an hour on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Yeah.
14, 15 years ago. That was pretty fucking good at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Therese has actually done that recently a couple times where we got to
What?
that line and she was like,
no.
and now she's got every single time she's gotten back before the conveyor belt reached the end, but the
Mhm.
entire time I am like so close to
panic,
having a
man.
total fucking panic
Yeah.
attack. My nerves, and the last time I really almost lost it, like because I always really try to bag the groceries.
Yeah.
Because like especially like there's almost never someone to do it, so then I know it's
Right.
going to take longer for them to scan everything, and like and I
Right.
feel bad asking them for doing. I'm just standing there, and we also
Yep.
bring our bags. So this last time we had a bunch of stuff in like a hand cart, and we had a lot of stuff, and I got up
Yeah.
to the line and there was like no one already scanning, so I'm loading stuff, I'm getting stuff onto the conveyor belt and it's already
Yeah.
being scanned, so like I'm not even able to start like bagging stuff, so the bagging area is getting crowded.
Mhm.
Therese still isn't back. I'm like, oh my
Mhm.
god, you gotta get back here. I need help.
Yeah.
You gotta come
No,
take this
my
over.
opinion is my stand on this is once you're in the line, you're in.
Yeah.
That's it. And the stuff goes on the conveyor. Once that conveyor belt starts moving, you're done. That's it.
Yeah,
If you forgot
I
something,
totally agree.
sorry.
I can't handle
Sorry.
it. I can't handle
That's the other thing too with the Costco thing. I was ready to just let her pay on her own.
Yeah.
The problem is I'm the one with the card. Right? She doesn't have a
Mm.
card. She doesn't have it on her. So she's fucked.
I think you need to. I think there should be a rule. You
No, we
want
were
to
going
go
together because we wanted to go
No,
look
no,
at
no, no,
all
no.
the
No,
the
no,
cookies
no,
and the
the
candies.
cookies.
Well, they have a very
I
nice
can't get
cookie. They
over
have a
that.
very nice cookie and candy selection. I bought a bunch of stuff.
I'm not saying that they don't.
They got
I'm
Ferrero
just saying
Rocher up
that,
the
like-
ass. They got Ghirardelli.
Oh my
They got
god.
fucking. They got pastries.
Have you guys had the big Ferrero Rocher? The big
No.
one? There's
No.
like one big
No.
one. I'm
Mm-mm.
curious if that's just a big Ferrero Rocher or if there's anything special.
If
to
it's
it.
Ferrero
filled with
Grande.
little ones.
If it's filled with small.
Well, because I wanted to get the
ones,
lint. I wanted to get the lint advent calendar because I wanted to
Right.
maybe think Avery maybe will want
you want
to
to
do
set.
it.
You want to make sure her taste is set
Yeah, I want to
appropriately.
make
I
sure,
get
you know, because she doesn't really understand what candy is, but
I
still,
think you
or
need to
Christmas.
I think everyone with whomever they're with shopping at a thing institute a rule. You want to go saunter while we're waiting in line. That's fine,
Right.
but you have to be aware of the time.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
get back, like I'm not stopping.
Right.
I'm not swapping out. I'm not stopping.
Yes.
And if it gets to the end of the conveyor belt, whatever you've brought back, it's over.
Right.
I agree.
You know,
it's over.
done.
I totally agree. 100%,
Like if you want to
totally,
get in
absolutely
line
agree.
Yes.
or go into the single item or whatever, but there's no
Yeah.
delaying because the stress of being
Yeah.
the person left is yeah.
Yeah, no, totally.
On board.
Toads.
They got the cookies.
They got the special stuff. They had like the
yeah,
special
they got the
pastries
good
from Italy
Wow.
in a box.
Still from
Opposed
Italy.
to- yeah. All right.
So I have one other thing. Do you want to do
Mm.
mail first, or should I just talk about? I gotta
No,
share
what you got?
about something that I watched.
Okay, I want to hear it.
All right, so I have, guys. This is.
God.
In fact, I'm gonna share my screen. Hold on.
This is something you watched?
I'm gonna share my screen.
Oh boy, what is this gonna be? What is this gonna be? What's in the box?
Great question.
My anticipation is waning.
Well,
better be good.
Well.
Well,
I like misspelled YouTube 3 times for some reason.
oh my god! Wait, this better not be that commercial.
It's not.
Okay.
Tom knows what it is, but he's not going to say anything about it. He doesn't
He's
realize
not.
that he knows what it is.
Season
Okay.
All right.
Season
All right.
I don't think that was it.
could be.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. Yeah. This is Chris and Teresa's new favorite thing. And Brooks.
It's amazing.
Brooks into it now. Well,
You got to
Rob
get into it.
Crosswords
You
or
got to get
something?
into it. All
No,
right. So
it's
we
not.
found something on YouTube,
Okay.
and it is truly, I think, it's going to inherit all the popularity that Marble Race has got, but it's going to be bigger and better. And I think it's the greatest new sport that's ever been created.
I mean,
and
what's hilarious
it's-
is that I'm still watching the Marble stuff.
So
What
this
do you mean
is
the Marvel stuff?
Marble.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's-
Marble Run. Marble.
Yeah, Marble runs.
This what I'm talking about is League of Pigs. This is pig racing.
What?
So there's 5 pigs, each representing a different country. Ginger
Uh-huh.
Hamilton, who I support. I'm supporting Ginger Hamilton. Piggy
Right.
Smalls for the U.S. Hoshi Oinku,
Okay.
Japan. Pepper Sanchez, Mexico.
Okay.
Claire Trotsky, Russia. So there's 5
Gotcha.
five
Ginger
pigs who
Hamilton, I
race.
assume, is the British pick.
Yeah, this is the UK pig.
Okay. Yeah.
That's who I
Okay.
support. Teresa's a Piggy Smalls fan. We actually we got some merch. We ordered merch. You can get like team merch. So Teresa's got this shirt coming for Piggy
Oh
Smalls.
my
I've got the ginger
God.
shirt. It's incredible because here's how they work. It's
Yeah.
4 rounds per season. So a season of races consists of 4 rounds. A round is roughly about 10 to 15 minutes.
Look at
consists
that
of
side. Greatest comeback in pig racing.
It consists
Grand
of
final.
7. It consists of 7 races. So 7 races in a round, 4 rounds. So a
Okay.
season is about 40 minutes to an hour if you wanted to watch all 4 videos back to back, which we did the first time when we watched all of season 1, but then season 2 we watch 2 at a time now, which we think is a little bit better story wise. But they track. You get like 10 points if you get
Story
first.
wise,
For like the racers, like the story of the competition. for
what
each
is the
season.
story?
Well,
Do they
okay,
give
so
these
in the
pigs
first season,
backstory or what?
so in the first season, there were
Are
like
we sure they're
a
all the
couple
same
very
pigs,
clear.
or is this
yes,
like
yes, absolutely,
they're definitely the same pigs? This isn't like a
yes,
Meet the Parents
absolutely.
situation where they've
No.
spray painted the.
No, this is someone who has
pig to
a
look
farm
like-
with 5 pigs, and this is what he does.
Oh, this
Well,
is just someone on a farm. I
Can
didn't
bring
realize.
the arrival
Listen.
of our most dynamic.
I'm gonna mute it just so you can see this. I'm not gonna
This is
stay on it too long
amazing.
because we're sharing this on our YouTube. But it's you guys have to watch this. It's amazing. I'm gonna go forward.
I
so you
want
can
to
see
look.
one
Yeah,
of
give me
the
a little
tracks.
taste of the race.
So the first season starts out with just a straightaway, no obstacles, just a straightaway. But then at a certain point, they realize like 1 or 2 pigs are like really starting to like be favored in comparison to the others. So then they start adding different forms of obstacles. But then in between seasons, one of the pigs gets way bigger and faster than all the others, and it is not close.
because they switched the pig.
No, because a lot of time it's very Alex, these pigs look incredibly unique. It'd be really difficult to do that, and it would make no sense. That's like some
Understudy.
real so like shit like that will happen. There's
Where's
some
where's that
randomness
pig
to it,
going?
where some of the pigs they're just gonna leave the track and then they're gonna be disqualified from that race, and you're not gonna get any points. Listen, it's
Mhm.
so good. You get 10 points for first, then 7,
Yeah.
then 5, then 3, and
Yeah.
then 1. And if you get
Okay.
disqualified or don't finish the race, you don't get any points. And so they
Right.
track your score throughout the season, and then
Who's they? Who do you mean they?
the league.
The league.
This
Look,
guy's like,
it's so good. The drama of watching the first season, where it's mostly just straightaways, they add some hurdles, and then the second season, one of the pigs had grown because they got all these pigs very young. So now all these pigs are like they've gotten bigger every season. They always check in at the start of each round with the pig's current weight and size and stuff like that as well, so that like you can keep track of these things. I feel like people are gonna start betting on these pigs. But it's wild. It's wild to see the things they've done, adding elevations, turns, like water hazards, like a lot of crazy stuff.
Mud?
Like, yeah, there's mud. There's been some mud. They did a really good tire one, which was very cool. They had to like jump through the tires to get through. It's good stuff. It's great. I'm telling you, we thought it was like cute at first and thought it was like a funny thing, and then we actually watched a full season. By the end of the season, like we were like the final race came down to like whoever got first like won between a couple pigs. So it was like the drama was exceptional. It's very good. Highly recommend it. Pig races, League of Pigs.
all right,
I love it.
all right.
I don't know if I'm sharing their YouTube content, but whatever, it's fine.
Oh, we're promoting it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's probably fine. All right, you guys want to do a little listener mail and then we'll go?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys know that you could actually be on the Unranked podcast by calling in to 805-738-8692?
I did.
You did?
Yep.
You know who else did? Actually, this one, unfortunately, is like from I think it was from 2 weeks ago. I didn't notice we got it. So this came in from Steve.
Steve.
What's up, gang? It's Steve, your resident Survivor podcast host. I am here to give a definitive answer on the 90-minute episodes, and are they good, are they not good? They're great. They're fucking great. I am so happy that we get context to everything that's going on in camp. We're not just rushing from episode to episode, trying to get from, all right, we're here, we get the challenge, we get the immunity challenge, and then tribal council, and then we're done. We actually know what's going on. We know what people are doing. We know how people grow throughout this the season, and it's so great to me. And if you want to hear more of my ramblings, I don't want to take up more of your time, go listen to my podcast, Survivor Tournament Time podcast. But, like, so good. I love it so much. Have a good time, guys. Suck it.
Thank you, Steve.
So I will say I've come around on the 90-minute episodes a little bit.
I will also say especially this week.
Especially this week.
Yeah, we're not going to say anymore. I'm not
going to say any more than I think this episode this week was like one of the best episodes I've seen of this show in a while.
Man, and I like this season so far, especially like last week. So
listen, this season has had a huge turnaround as soon as they got out the weaklings. As soon as the weaklings left this show, we've been full steam ahead. It's been great.
When Emily had a heel turn, the show had a heel turn.
Pretty much.
This season.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. Yeah, we're gonna watch it after. So like when this ends, I'm gonna go watch it with Therese.
It was very, very great, fantastic episode.
We gotta get Tuna on there. He has a great show. His Survivor Turn Back Time podcast. It's fun.
Turn Back Time podcast?
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I thought you meant get Tuna on Survivor.
No, I'd be voted out very quickly. I complain too much. And I would run my mouth too much, I think.
You'd be Katora. They keep cutting to you. They keep cutting to you, and you'd be like rolling your eyes.
Yeah, I don't think. I think I would break the fourth wall a lot. I feel like I'd be looking at the camera, being like,
unless I'm able to get my like ADHD meds, I would spiral with like paranoia and anxiety very quickly.
I have a question, and I'm curious as to if you guys know the answer. When they're filming them, how close are they?
Oh my God, have you not seen any of the production photos?
No,
they would blow your mind. The amount of cameras
it's ridiculous.
that are there. Tom, it's like an army. It's like a battalion.
Yeah, I mean, I know they
cameras.
have a lot of. I know it's a big production crew, but are they like right up there?
Tom, it is
Google it.
You'll
see.
What should I Google?
I don't know. Survivor production. Yeah, behind the scenes Survivor.
Like what? I'm gonna send you something right now. I'm gonna put this in the chat.
Yeah, I mean that's.
You see it?
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean I'm seeing. Oh my God! Yeah. They're right up in there.
Yeah, It's wild. It's incredible how many cameras there are.
Oh, they'd have to shoot so much, like to get all the coverage.
It's like someone is like having a conversation and there's like 40 people like right next
Yeah.
to them.
It's
Like,
really
you don't even see a boom. It's unbelievable.
Well, that's why I feel like sometimes when I'm, I always joke about this. Whenever they're looking for the idol, right? I'm always like thinking to myself, if I was on the show, I'd be looking back at the cameras because the camera guy's always like, if you're close to the idol, he like goes away from you for a second to show you where the idol is,
Yeah,
and then goes back to the guy looking.
There's and this week there's some fun stuff with those kinds of shots. That
But like I always joke around, like just go look at where the camera's looking. Like every so often, look back and look where the camera guy's shooting a different angle. Be like, oh, it's over there.
A lot of the times they cut to those things, so I assume they took those shots previously or take them later.
No,
when
it's
that
usually
person's there.
right.
But when they do the pan,
I'm talking about the shot.
when they do
I'm
the
talking
pan,
about they're following the guy, and they literally just pan
I
over,
know what
and
you're.
boom.
Yeah,
there's the idol.
Yeah, that is always wild to me. I'm surprised that they even let those people know because.
Yeah.
It's crazy how I'm really curious as to how much they like. Do the competitors like does eventually like they just block it out, or
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think it just becomes so normal.
I think you get used to it very quickly.
It's kind of like white noise. After a while, you just stop hearing it.
Yeah.
You go nose blind.
All right, we got another one of these voicemails.
Crazy.
Hey,
Crazy.
Crew, this is Kill Care Bears or Justin. I'm just calling because Christian said to call and give our comments. I didn't really have a question, but I was just listening to the question about eating at the store, and like, well, I personally agree. Like, it seems kind of weird to like open up a bag of chips or Ritz crackers or whatever at the stores we're eating. I mean, I don't do that, but what if like you buy like popcorn chicken, like the deli, or like, or you get some, like some type of food you're intent, like I've done it before, I don't know, like I go to the deli, get the popcorn chicken, pay for the popcorn chicken, but I kind of got it because I'm hungry now and I don't want to shop hungry, so like I'm interested in what you think about that, because I don't know if that's different in you guys' mind or if I'm just a monster. I can totally understand either way, but other than that, stay in rank, suck it.
I think it depends. I think it really depends. I think it depends on the person and like what their intent here is. Are you saying you went to the deli to buy the popcorn chicken, you bought it, and you're still in the grocery store and you're eating it? Maybe you're just getting a drink and then you're going, like you're at the deli on your like lunch break, or like you go to the deli area? Or are you saying you're going to walk around and do a full cart's worth of grocery shopping and hit up the produce aisle with your greasy chicken fingers?
Dude.
Like, which thing are you saying here? Because if you're putting your greasy chicken fingers on the produce, you shouldn't be doing that.
We were getting supplies we're having Friendsgiving this weekend, and so we're picking up supplies at Walmart, and that's when I texted you. I've seen at least 3 people like munching on stuff. Someone, no shit, had like chicken tenders, mac and cheese, and like mashed potatoes, like a whole deli meal.
All social norms went away with the pandemic. What has happened?
While going around doing their shop with their friends, or there was like a trio of them, and she was eating like while pushing the trolley out of the container.
Crazy.
I was like, oh my god, Chris and Tuna would be having a fucking crisis.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be.
I mean, I feel like you
deal.
guys feel pretty, based on the way he's describing it, would say that this is a big no.
I think it really depends, like on what he's saying. What do you think, too?
No, I agree.
All right,
that was it. No, I just agree.
Yeah, it's like if you're like, oh, I really want some popcorn chicken, you're like, I'm gonna eat this while I like grab a couple things, and like you've already paid for it. It's, I guess, not that. But if you're like, I'm doing a full shopping cart's worth of, like, if I'm buying groceries, I'm hitting up the produce aisles, like. That's weird, man. Also, it's like weird for you because you're touching a lot of really gross stuff with your hands and then eating your popcorn chicken. So unless you're like shaking them into your mouth, like it's like you cracked open like the corner of like a M&M's box at the movie theater or something, like there's contamination concerns here for both you and everyone else, in my opinion.
Yep.
So there's a reason you have to watch produce. It has there's a lot of fecal matter on produce and stuff, and you don't want that on your food. And I don't think we need more germs getting added to stuff.
Sure.
So that's how you get food poisoning. We're gonna do a quick questions for the pod. This came in from Spiffy. Said, what's the most this came in from Will Brown. If you could have one video game soundtrack played at your graduation, what would you pick? Also, what video game song would you pick for your first dance at your wedding?
At graduation, like Tuna, you're muted.
What was the first part of that question? Because
Yeah, it
my
is
earbud
interesting.
fell
It
out.
says if you could have a video game soundtrack played at your graduation, and then also for your first dance at your wedding.
For graduation, I'll pick Finish the Fight from Halo. And then for my first dance at my wedding, I will pick the theme song from Kingdom Hearts, the first one.
There. The graduation,
bro
you
would
got
be
a
happy
full
with that one.
soundtrack, so it wasn't just one. So you're gonna go Halo 3 soundtrack?
No, you could do like Finish the Fight, little New Alexandria from Reach, maybe one of those cool
It's like the best of, like
film
the Halo
noir
best
ones
of.
from ODST. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh God. Graduation, like high school, or like I don't. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter.
Just pick a song.
No, I'm picking a soundtrack.
Right, fine. For your
brother.
funeral,
Soundtrack.
For your funeral, what?
I'll tell you
video game
this:
soundtrack you
Alan,
play.
the Alan Wake game fucking got a banger soundtrack, man. Fucking play Herald of
That's
Darkness.
true. That's
Fucking play
true.
Herald of Darkness at my
Oh.
graduation and my wedding
And my funeral.
and my funeral. Honestly, it
Hell
goes
yeah.
great with all of those things.
Yo, I've never really been like a metal guy or anything.
No, but
man,
yeah.
there's some fucking music in that game that I was like, this fucking rips. This shit is
Yeah.
good. This shit
Yeah.
is fucking awesome.
They just put out the
man.
official music video for it, and then
I gotta
I don't know
watch it.
why the soundtrack is not available. They have
know.
a collection of the end chapter songs,
Yeah.
but other than that, it's crazy.
This game has some fucking style. For my wedding, I'm gonna say the soundtrack. I'm gonna do the theme, the oceanic theme from Lost Via Domus.
Right?
Mhm.
Yes,
Of course. Not surprised.
We'd probably have some tracks from Death Stranding. Death Stranding features a band called Low Roar that became one of my I listened to their music a lot, and that game introduced them to me. And Brooke also likes the music quite a bit, so we would legitimately maybe have some stuff from them in that.
All
yeah.
right. So for my graduation though, I've got 3 that I have trouble picking with.
Okay.
So I would just roll a die between these 3. Sonic Adventure Battle 2.
Yep.
Oh, ring about at the speed of sound. Yep.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
Yep.
Okay.
And SSX Tricky.
Yep.
It's Kricketune.
I mean, there's a bunch of other.
Wow,
there's
it's like I'm
there's a
listening
lot of
to it
other
right
great
now.
music in that too. I mean, those soundtracks are all fucking phenomenal. So
Mhm. Yeah.
I could just assign those to a dice, roll it, and I'd be happy with the outcome.
Sure.
All right, I think it is time to head out to
Bye.
get fucking
Bye.
bye. That's today's Pokemon is saying goodbye.
Oh, Cricketune.
Oh boy. Do.
Well, next week we're gonna have our results for the Nicktoons.
I'm interested to
Smash.
see how high of a
Smash
KO
off.
you got so far.
So you should have a 3-minute clip, and
I do.
Make sure you back out. Don't hit rematch every time because we need to see that you have the level 9. The clip should open. We should be able to see that you have the
Dude,
level
I
9 CPUs.
did it the right way. I just picked
No,
the
I'm
character
just saying for
that
everybody.
for everybody. He's not listening.
All right.
No,
we'll
I
stay
gotcha.
around.
I've been doing that. Suck it.